have to dig deep down within yourself to realize that you are the bigger person to let it go for whatever it may be in your life that you felt or deemed that was something that was troubling you. And when you release those shackles of self hurt, self regret, self hurt, things of that nature.
Self sabotage too.
Self sabotaging, absolutely. You know,
add that in there.
You definitely have to add those things in there. But you have to realize that you are able to release those shackles from you and realize and release. And you're not going to release them at that time because sometimes those shackles can make you feel that you're not able to move.
But, you know, don't let your emotions guide you into these bad places. And don't let these facades guide your emotions to let you into these bad places. Because I'm telling you, when you get into these bad places, it take 2 steps to walk in. It will take probably 10 steps to get out.
Get out of it.
You know what I mean? So
that one miscalculation.
Because you ran off of emotion.
Because you ran off emotion. How many situations have we seen certain people get into would lead one bad situation lead into almost damn near a lifetime of frustration? And
that was myself. You know what I'm saying?
I think that a lot of us. I think that can be said for all of us.
But you know,
going into a club when you knew you wasn't supposed to be there, hanging out with a female that you knew you wasn't supposed to be with because you know what entailed with that,
or doing things with friends that you know you're not supposed to be doing.
All this,
and then when you do it the dumb way.
You do it the dumb way. You know what I'm saying?
You get caught.
Going into a work.
Go and let your Father, let the higher power take control. He will if you ask.
It's not going. What my grandma used to say, he may not come when you want him,
but he will when you need him.
He will be there on time.
Yes, sir.
Not the time that you want, because we fail to realize the time that the time that we see that we want isn't the time of the universe. Our seconds, our minutes, our days, our hours, our weeks, our months, our years isn't the same time. We talked about this before. We want that quick make fix. And that make fix is what for the most part is what gets us in a position that we get ourselves into. Your time isn't his time. So with that also being said, faith without works. Not just
speak that.
Not just work. You can work to be whatever you can work till you can and try and get an outcome out of it. But you also have to have faith within that work. Because faith without work is dead.
Please, let's not get twisted. We all have work to be worked on every day.
We are a work in progress.
Definitely. So, again, not throwing nothing on there, but to be direct and learning to be direct. I pulled up some stuff, and I also was told some stuff. So the first thing is being mindful. A lot of times I'm very bold and blunt. I don't really think about the other person when I decide to open my mouth and talk a lot of times.
Right.
And no excuse. Mostly because the people that I talk about or talk with, I've been around for numerous years, so they kind of know where I'm coming from with that. But now that I'm transitioning into a different direction of business and places and things like that, there is some sort of adjustment that needs to be made. Not a lot, but some. So I noticed that I have not been mindful with my tone or just being mindful at all, just being blunt. So that's one of the things that you need to work on when it's coming to being direct and learning to be direct. Only because I say you don't want to hurt another person's feelings, not knowing if they're sensitive or what their sensitive levels are.
Or ostracize them from what they may be not used to. We come from I've learned that we come from a different kind of we all come from different kind of backgrounds. And some of the backgrounds that we come from, some are very stern, some are very aggressive.
Yep.
Some of us hide our pain with laughter or jokes or dark humor.
Emotions, definitely.
So it's very to find someone that can understand all of those within you and understand that it's not I wouldn't say taken seriously, but it's who you are as a person.
Yeah.
It's your personality.
Yeah.
And it's not meant to be taken seriously.
Especially if you are a type of person that don't know how to truly vocalize yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've been kind of shut down a lot in your life. We in a world now all of a sudden where a lot of people can't take straightforward, a lot of people can't take seriousness. So, some of us say some profound stuff, and then it's like, then people start jumping into it and start wanting to talk about it and discuss
Personally,
it. So
right. And I know
that's
for
one
some
of the
people,
things
it's the same way if you grew up in certain urban environments. If you grew up in a suburban environment, certain things, a certain way that you talk to people, some people may look at you different. Oh, you talk suburban. Oh, you talk urban.
Yeah.
All those things are
Crazy.
the foundation that created you. But at the same time, if I decided to go outside of that, it doesn't make me less of a person.
Yeah.
It doesn't change who I am. It just basically opened me up to a more versatile way of thinking and not just one lane.
Correct.
Boom.
Correct. So, while we're talking about learning to be direct, let's learn about how to be direct without being rude, which is almost kind of not necessarily the same thing, but let's just add that in there. When people start asking about feedback, you really want to be not too straightforward and say that conversation was trash, you took too long, need to shorten it up, fix yourself.
Because sometimes somebody just may need an ear.
But I also learned, because he can take that type of talk, other people may not be able to take that type of talk. So you have to be really empathetic with making sure that you are talking to a person. Be empathetic and make sure that you're reading the person that you're talking to. That's the best way of putting it. You know what I mean? Because if you don't know the person you're talking to, literally the most easiest thing will offend them. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that I learned with being direct without being rude. I can be rude a lot of times to certain people that don't understand where I come from or my demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also learned that that's not also for everybody.
Correct.
That may be for people
that's
close to me, that know me for 15 years, 10 years. They know where I come from. And they also know if it gets a little too overboard, they be like, that one was a little too harsh. And so, and I feel it. I'm like, all right, I get it. I'll bring it back down. So by all means.
Because sometimes it becomes so normal.
Yes, it becomes so normal that you don't know that you probably escalated.
You took it to another level.
Different heights.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because if we're thinking about people that feel like you're too harsh and you're too whatever, brash about certain situations, maybe we need to go on it with a fact versus a feeling. That way they don't feel.
But you know,
I guess you're right.
You know how that goes, though.
It depends on the person.
And you know how it is, especially nowadays. It's facts over feelings. But then you have some that are going feelings over facts because it's about how I feel.
Yeah.
So if I feel a certain way and you hit me with facts, how I feel is definitely going to trump over the facts. And I'm either going to just be like, I'm going to dismiss it, or I'm just not, or I'm going to be aggressive in conversing with you.
Yeah.
So the whole facts over feelings situation is also a big thing, especially now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are getting put on that are true statements, and some people don't care about that because of their feelings are trumping what that situation is.
We just talked a little bit about some of that stuff. You are 100% right on that one. You definitely right on that one, because we just spoke on some stuff off camera about facts and feelings and what we've seen versus what people perceive. or what we know what happened.
Their perception is their reality.
Like we know what happened, but they, so again, this is pretty good to speak on, because a lot of us, we don't speak direct, we know how to speak indirect, and a lot of times we speak indirect because we don't want to hurt people's feelings or we don't know how to communicate properly, and it can lead to worse things. It can actually hurt you more than it can help you, being indirect. And I learned that even if it's going to hurt somebody, being direct is the best way to go. So if you have not learned how to be direct, I guess these are some startups, key points that can help you start becoming a little bit more direct without being an a-hole, that they would say.
In a nutshell.
Say that again. Your greatest skill isn't what you do, it's how you make others feel working with you. You want to elaborate on that a little bit, or you want me to jump into that?
I want you to jump right into it.
All right. So how I look at that is your greatest skill isn't what you do, it's how you make others feel working with you. That will have to deal with your energy, your attitude, and your emotional intelligence, right?
Okay.
Those are the things that set you apart beyond your skill and your knowledge when it comes to making other people feel happy, or a positive note.
Yes.
Working with you, right? So those is my takes. So, and I can definitely understand where they're coming from, because like I've been so focused on making so many people happy in my life that I have a skill, but I haven't focused on the skill until as of late. So something like this really kind of resonate with me a little bit, because I'm definitely a people helper person, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So
you are into the corporation of pleasing people.
Yes.
Pleasing
in a good way, though.
In a good way.
Like a people pleaser in a good way, because I don't want to see wasted talent go to waste.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times I felt like I have wasted talent, and then I pull myself out in some areas and really make that doubt turn into an achievement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm a people pleaser, because I see something in everybody and I just want to go to win.
More of watching them win will help you win internally, and that's how I see it.
I like that you hit that point where you were talking about wanting to see other people win and that internal feeling, because what happened with me is I like to make people happy,
right?
And I didn't want the recognition. That's where I was getting at. I'm happy you touched on the recognition.
More of a behind you would prefer to be the wizard behind the curtain.
Yep. I don't really want the recognition, but I definitely fell into that space though, only because I let the naysayers get in my head.
And that's what happens.
And that's what happens is because you start doing things on a good note, like, I let somebody borrow $50 and I knew I wasn't getting that back. You know what I'm saying? But with the kindness of my heart, I still wanted to see that person situation. I wanted to see them win in that particular moment, right? But what happened is I started wanting to be recognized by what I was doing, and then I removed the happiness away from it. And then next thing you know, I started to be frustrated with if somebody keep asking, hey, can you help? Oh God. But I removed that happy feeling because I let people get in the way of me being a people pleaser, and then them looking at me saying, Don't you want other people to pour into you? Why are you pouring into other people all the time?
It's
don't
like
that get tiring?
It does.
Don't that get this? Don't that?
But sometimes that's what some people are built for that. Some people are built and born leaders.
Correct.
And some people are meant to be, sad to say it that way, some people people play their position.
Yep.
And when you play your position, you understand where you are. You could be a rook. You could be a pawn.
That's a good one.
You could move like a king. You could move like a queen. Everybody has a position. Just because you got the position doesn't mean that you are meant to be in a position that is above your pay grade.
Yep.
You want to be seen as the young kid that do the cartwheel in front of everybody at the family reunion, and you want everybody to say, "Oh, look what you did! That's amazing! That's great." You're not going to be able to receive that same energy that you want to be received from you doing that. Would it be nice? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But not all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to move and have to work in the essence of believing that everything that you are trying to do is to make someone else.
So,
I give love.
Yep.
I love to love.
So
but then I'm giving the love and you're not giving that love back to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you say you love me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not the way that I receive it.
Exactly.
So now I'm like this. Do you really love me? Now I'm second guessing and double thinking about how is it real? Is it really real?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way when you are trying to be a person that's trying to give out information to wanting to help people and wanting the acknowledgement of, hey, I would love for you to acknowledge me. If you don't, it's cool. I respect that. I'ma still do me. But when you decide to be like, yo, it's because of Dre that I'm able to do so and so, it catch me off guard because I'm like, damn, I didn't even see that coming.
Yep.
That's the love that you want.
Yep.
When you want it and you want it bad,
that
sometimes you have to understand when you want something so bad, you have to understand that you can get it, but it ain't gonna be the way that you want to get it.
That was a real good point.
You can both above and below have a way of giving you what you need. Some might give it to you slow, some might give it to you fast. When you get it fast and you think that you deserve it that way, be prepared to get that quick downfall of how you might get it as well. That slow drip may be what you need instead of it being fast.
Oh. Ooh.
Because that slow drip is what you may need to help you build. You get that fast drip, that fast one that come real quick, and you overflow.
Oh.
You will overflow. Sometimes that overflow, sometimes you not prepared for that overflow because guess what? You only got one cup.
That was deep.
That overflow that's coming from that sink, you don't know if you're going to reach for the faucet or reach for the mop. So you have to be aware of how much of that blessings and that energy that you may be getting. Because sometimes it may come how you think you may want it, but it comes with a price.
Lord. Okay. Next question. Does slow and steady win a race?
I believe it has its moments.
Yeah. So to you believe it has its moments. To me, yes, I agree. It does. Slow and steady does win the race if you use it the right way. If you do it the right way.
If you do it the right way.
Yep.
Sometimes it was a model that they taught us. It was called hurry up and wait.
That almost sounds like hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and wait. So you want to elaborate on that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you are trying to achieve a goal or when you're trying to conduct yourself in a manner where everybody kind of like follows you, you want to get it done. You want to move consistently. You want to move rapidly. And maybe your speed isn't everyone else's speed.
Okay, I could dig that.
So in you trying to finish a product, not everybody's going to move at your speed. Mm-hmm. Now, people that kind of respect you, they know how you move, so they're going to move in conjecture of how you move. Some people that maybe not used to that are going to go at their own pace, which to them is possibly their normal pace. And they haven't broke through their ceiling of realizing that they are so much more and they can achieve so much more. So they have to learn how to break through. Some people
For
won't.
me also, like,
you know
with slow wins versus rush wins, when it comes to evolve, that's perfect. You mentioned evolving, because the when you take your time and you start learning things that you haven't learned before and start doing things that you haven't done before, that's where you start evolving, because now that's where your brain starts to shift. A lot of people, for some people it takes 7 days, for some people it take 30. Everybody's different, so that's one thing you have to identify for your own self, is how long does it take you to be able to start evolving and adapting. But what slow wins and what slow wins do, that's what it gives you. It gives you that ability to take your time to appreciate actually also the process. You know what I'm saying? When you go slow, you take your time, you're not rushing. I am, like you just said, I'm one of those crash outs, but I crash out because I rush. I noticed that though about myself. When I rush, that's when I crash out. And I crash out because I'm burnt out. So small wins, okay, let me not say small wins. Slow and steady. Slow and steady helps you avoid burnout, and it helps you avoid you crashing out. You know what I mean? Because when we rush, when we rush, it's, you don't even enjoy nothing that's in front of you. You don't see what's in front of you. You ignore everything that's in front of you that possibly can even help you. But you burn yourself out trying to get to the end goal. You know what I mean? And slow, it just throw you all off, man. You know what I'm saying? It just throw you all off. Have you ever encountered anything like that where you had a plan for something and then the unexpected had came about?
Every single day of my life.
I can understand that. That's the truth.
Every day something changes, that you going into the unknown. And going into the unknown is always dangerous. But coming out of it is what makes you kind of like tougher, more resilient. So even though there are people that are, especially now, especially during this time frame, there's a lot of hours that are being cut. There's also jobs that are being lost, because some people may say that, it's overspending, or they're trying to cut funding or budgeting. And when you're used to getting something for so long and things change, of course it's going to be a WTF moment.
Yes, sir. Reactions will change.
Absolutely. And when they change, it's about, will you be prepared? Or were you so stagnant that when these things happen that you didn't see it coming, and it's just like, do you go into a downward spiral, or do you pick yourself back up?
Correct.
Always, in everything you do in life, you should have a backup plan.
Because when you're accustomed to something, like you just said, for so long, you get complacent, you get lazy, and then when things change, like we just said, your reaction and your feelings, there's a lot that come into play with that. So especially your emotions. So when you think about having a backup plan, that reduces a lot of those emotions and a lot of mental shift, because you were mentally and sort of physically prepared for this sort of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it can reduce a lot of emotional stress if you have a backup plan. Now, what would that look like? I cannot tell you what your own personal backup plan will look like, but you just need something in a tuck at all times.
Always, because the uncertainty is constant, and life is filled with variables that are beyond our controls. So unexpected events that happen, you have to be prepared for them. It may seem a little outlandish. Maybe you need to probably look into starting something small to create something bigger. Maybe you need to start saving up a lot more. Maybe you do need a savings, money-wise, food-wise, ammo-wise, life-wise. Because when things happen, you not prepared for it, you lose it. When people have nothing to lose, they lose it. So you have to be able to have some kind of a propriety of understanding that everything isn't always going to be the same way constantly. So you always have to keep something.
Is having
Got a nice pair of shoes.
start developing some mental resilience. Now that part I would attest to. Coming from a place of doubt, a lot of times, you have to fight your way out of a lot of battles mentally, emotionally, and physically. So when you expecting the unexpected, in order to again control your emotions, you got to have some sort of resiliency. And that's the mental. You got to have some mental resiliency going on there, because life can be unpredictable. And in order to, nobody's going to be able to predict life.
No.
So you just have to have the ability to stay strong and stay on pivot when these times happen and these moments happen, because there's going to be times where you're going to have to make a lot of hard life decisions. And
it comes at you fast.
Yes.
So preparedness, not predictions.
Yes. And that can lead to strokes. That can lead to anxiety. That can lead to headaches, depression, you name it. I had 2 of the 4.
And didn't even know it.
Yeah. So, just you have to have some sort of mental resilience. There's some things I cannot control.
There are things that you can't control that are above your pay grade, above your way of thinking. And when you learn those things, you may not get it at that moment, but as you grow and you start to progress, you start to see the things that you can change. Especially when you're young. You want to change things, but you don't have too much of a say, because we come from an era where it was more of a thing like stay in a child's place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got this going, I can do this. Nah. But then you have some people that pushed you and motivated you and cultured you and curated you.
Correct.
To be where you are. But for a lot of people, they didn't have that.
No, they didn't. Some of these results don't come with shoulda, coulda, woulda. So change your mind frame. You do not have to fix everything, and you don't have to carry.
You don't have to carry.
Listen to me closely, especially the people that love their family dearly and want to make sure that their family is straight. And I do too. And I know from firsthand, you do not have to fix everything, and you do not have to carry everything. You do not. You do not have to carry that. And because it's going to leave you with regrets, it's going to leave you with anger, things that you wish you would have changed, especially because when you get to those states of mind, you're going to say some stuff that you will regret later on in life, that you wish you never would have said, especially when it comes to family and friends and women. So just, I'm telling you, don't try and fix everything. This type of flow right now, I am excited because we're talking about stuff that we like to talk about. And it's helping serve still in a way that...
And it's us.
And it's us. And we're now starting to find our authenticity into this to help serve not us, but other people.
Right.
I'm excited because thank you all for watching us.
Thank
you all for the 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all for the people that has been commenting. Thank you all for just the community, because if it wasn't for all of you, I'm not even gonna lie, if it wasn't for all of you still commenting, I was on a page yesterday and there was some people that you missed out on what we talked about, and I start going to their pages and start subscribing because I see what you was doing. You were trying to build the community within small channels like us. So when I seen that, I said, I have to start playing a bigger role and a bigger part, because when you want to be a leader and you already walk into that leadership role, there is a responsibility that you have to have, and you have to accept that. You know what I'm saying?